Hey guys, welcome back. Today we've got a quick one about my socket wrench. I've had this for years. I think I bought it at AutoZone back in the day, but what will happen is when you turn it, it kinks up. And what you can usually do is remove these two Torx screws, pull everything out, clean it up, put it back together, and it usually works as good as new. We will have to oil it a little bit, but that's about it. So let's get into it. I think this is a T9. This one is for me. I'm going to see if I can get these out. Oh yeah, look at the gunk coming out of there. I guess you can see a really good view of my hands. Okay, so now those are loose. So we can flip this over and we can get this out. Now I'm going to give this a chance to focus before we dig in there. Okay, we've got some oil in there. Let's go ahead and pull this out. And then we have our handle, which is also a Torx. Looks like it might be a little bit smaller, but what I'm going to do is I am going to just clean this up as is. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it, I'm going to take this outside, spray it with brake cleaner, bring it back. Okay guys, here we can see, let me let this focus in on what the problem is. See, we got these little metal shavings in the teeth here. And that's where it gets hung up. There's one right there by my finger. Just gunk gets in here. The gears, I guess we'll call it the splines, still look good. Here I cleaned this one all out. And let me show you how this works real quick. Down here at the bottom, it's going to be really hard for you to see, but right by my tip of my finger there's a ball and there's a spring, and it's just held in by tension. And when you flip it back and forth, that's what gives you your feel of that switch between righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, I'll call it. It's not really necessary as you're doing maintenance on these to take out this screw unless you want to get all in there if your, I'll call it, if your right and left's not working, your switch, I'll call it. So I usually leave this on. I just sprayed this out with brake cleaner. I'm going to go clean this piece off now to try to get all the dirt out of the splines. And then I'm going to drop this back in, drop some oil back in there, just a tiny bit, maneuver it a little bit, and then put it all back together. So let me clean this off, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back from the garage. I'll let this focus in for a minute. I went ahead and sprayed this all off with brake cleaner. There's still a couple little pieces in here. There we go, I got that one. As you walk through, you can still see a little bit of wear in these splines. So now supposedly you can buy replacement parts for these. I would love to see it. Yeah, right here there's a little bit of wear, so that could be part of what I'm running into. But I have all the gunk out of the splines. I'm going to put it back together and try it. Just important, you know, for maintenance for your tools. I've had to take this apart a few times and clean it up, and it's always worked so much better after I've done that. So I just wanted to pass it on to you guys. But this goes right in here. We're going to have to kind of spin it a little bit to get the teeth to line up so it'll pop in. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this towards the middle a little bit. There we go. Alright, and then what I usually like to do, I take my 3-in-1 oil and just put a little bit of oil in there, just to keep that going good. Then I go ahead and rub this down on the paper towel, get the dirt off the back of that. These always get dirty and greasy and get grime inside of there that make them hang up. So I've set this back on here, then we can flip it back over. And I'm going to put my screws back in. We'll give that a second to autofocus back. But we're going to have to, we're going to have to hold this metal bracket on while we go in here and tighten these screws. And then once we get them started, we won't have to hold it anymore. And we can give it a decent tight down. Okay, it's all started, so I'm gonna let go of that and just hold it. Just make sure they're tight. Alright guys, that's about it. That's all there is to... I think we're turning pretty good. Let's flip it around. Yeah, we're not hanging up anymore. But anyway, just a quick maintenance tip for your tools. This is an old Great Neck. I think I got it at AutoZone. Oh my gosh, probably 15, maybe even 20 years ago. Still working great. I just had to take it apart and clean it once in a while. Anyway guys, that's all we have for today. Just a quick tip on taking care of your tools. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.